क्लाउड सर्वर मध्ये कृतवती कथं भवति इति न जानामि आरम्भं करोतु
ॐ सहनाववतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्ति
श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः हरिः ओम् आरम्भं कुर्मः इदानीम् अद्य तु कक्षा एतस्य वर्गस्य एकादशी कक्षा अस्ति इदानीं तु सस्यं मध्ये किं कृतवन्तः इत्युक्ते प्रति 10 कक्षायाः कृते ते एकः पुनरावर्तनस्य कृते एका परीक्षा दत्तवन्तः तादृशमेव अत्रापि कुर्मः इति वयं निश्चितवन्तः so every 10 classes we are planning on doing a revision test. So how does that test happen? How does that test happen? You don't have to come into class and then do the test while everybody is watching. It is be like a homework only. You'll take it home, and at home it is based on the honor system. You will not look in the book and you will work on the test. That is the plan. Okay. You can take how much ever time you want. There is no time limit on it because there is Vayerchana. Vayerchana will take time to do. I'm assuming for the Vayerchana, Preeti Mahodaya, we can look in koshas, correct? Koshas should be okay. Just not look up the notes for the class.
In kosha, Banu Mahodaya will know better. Not sure,
okay,
but
I will confirm on that. But koshas, I think should be okay. If koshas are not also okay, then what will be done is that in the exam itself, there are meanings that are given over there that you can use. Okay, so hopefully you won't even need the koshas. But if you do need it, maybe just send a message or something and we can confirm. But I don't think it's a big deal. It's mainly to see, for us, to see how much has stuck with you, whether we need to do more punaravartanam, whether we're going too slow, whether we're going too fast, which parts have stuck with you, etc. So that's the main thing about the revision test. Take a nimsham, I have to yell at my son.
When is the revision test? Did I miss something?
No, the revision test will be instead of homework this week, you will all get the revision test, just like in Sasyam.
No,
okay,
sure.
because 10 classes are finished. So, but when I saw the revision test, Mahodaya, did you see that the words are there, the meanings are there for the harder words, I think. But if you need koshas, I'll find out from Banu Mahodaya and let you know whether or not you can use the kosha.
But test, Mahodaya, because I also have to take it.
Oh, that's correct. We will have to take it. See, honor system right there. Brilliant. Okay. So you have to, it's a closed book homework. You can take how much ever time you want. Okay. For me, if I had the option in my math classes also, I would say timing is not important because it is how much sticks in your head, how much you can do. It's not about the timing ever. So take your time, do it well, hand it in, and we'll mark it and give it back to you. And it will give us an idea about how we are teaching, how much you're learning, all that stuff. That's the main goal of the test. It is not a pass fail. You failed the test, you can't stay in the class. That is not the case at all. I think we all know that. We all are here to learn, we'll learn. Okay. So anybody have any question on that? No? Okay, very good. So it's homework, closed book homework. That's all. Okay. So idanim kinchit punaravartanam kritva arambham kurmah. कुत्र अस्ति तु किं कृतवन्तः अद्य पर्यन्तम् इत्युक्ते अहं किमर्थम् अन्वयरचनातः आरम्भं कृतवती इत्युक्ते अन्वयरचना is basically putting together everything that we have done so far. In fact, it will always put together everything that you learn in Sanskrit. Anvayarachana will put everything together. It is the best punaravartanam of everything that you can do. Because in Anvayarachana, when you do, we did two types of Anvayarachana. We did Vakyanam Anvayarachana kritavantah vayam. Anantaram vayam anya kim kritavantah shlokanam Anvayarachana api kritavantah. Tu kopi vaktum shaknoti va अन्वयरचना यदा वयं कुर्मः तु किं करणीयम् इति राजश्री महोदय भवती वदतु यदा अन्वयरचना कुर्मः
नमस्ते महोदय।
नमस्ते।
प्रथमं क्रियापदं चित्वा अनन्तरं क्रियापदस्य प्रश्नं पृच्छामः। प्रथमं कर्ता कः, क्रियापदस्य सम्बन्धं कः इति प्रश्नं पृच्छामः। अनन्तरं द्वितीय कः सप्तककारः सहायं नीत्वा प्रश्नं, क्रियापदस्य प्रश्नं पृच्छामः।
एकनिमिषं महोदय, कति ककाराः सन्ति? सप्तककाराः वा? सर्वे ककाराः वा? ओ सप्तककाराः एव, परन्तु कति कारकानि सन्ति तदेव मम प्रश्नः।
कारकानि 6 कारकानि।
तु प्रथमं तु कारकानि एव आवश्यकं। तदनन्तरम् अन्ते षष्ठी विभक्ति उपयुज्य प्रश्नं पृच्छामः, परन्तु सप्तककाराः एव। क्षम्यताम्, अग्रे गच्छतु।
अनन्तरं यः उत्तरं प्राप्नुमः तस्य उत्तरं तत् उत्तरं क्रमशः if we write it in an order, then kriyapadam ante likhamah, then we will get the anvaya of the whole shloka. Sorry.
उत्तमं, बहु उत्तमं, बहु उत्तमम्। आम्, माधवी महोदय, किमर्थं वयम् अन्वयं कर्तुं, किमर्थं करणीयम् अन्वयः?
So we know the meaning of the tatparyam, to get to the tatparyam.
उत्तमं। यदि अन्वयः न कुर्मः तु तात्पर्यं न अवगन्तुं शक्नुमः वा?
It makes it easy to get to the tatparyam.
सुलभतया अवगमनार्थं वयम् अन्वयं कुर्मः, तदेव अस्ति। बहु सम्यक्, बहु सम्यक्। तु राजश्री महोदय बहु उत्तमरीत्या उक्तवती। तत्र प्रथमतया क्रियापदस्य चयनं करणीयम्, अनन्तरं समुचितप्रश्नान् तु कारकानां प्रापणीयं तत्र। अनन्तरं श्लोकानामपि अस्ति, तत्र सोपानानि सन्ति। वयं गतसप्ताहे वयं दृष्टवन्तः। तत्र प्रथमतया पदच्छेदः करणीयं। पदच्छेदः किमर्थं करणीयः इत्युक्ते सन्धिः भवति। एकपदं नो चेत् पदद्वयं योजयित्वा तत्र सन्धिः भवति। Usually we have not studied sandhi yet, but when we get to sandhi we have to know how to break apart the words to know the meaning of each word separately. So prathamaतया पदच्छेदः करणीयः। अनन्तरं सामान्य अर्थः दृष्ट्वा अग्रे गच्छामः। तत्र सामान्य अर्थः अस्माकं स्तरे, in our level, the samanya artha in the book will be provided for us. So we can always look at the samanya artha and work backwards from it. When we do anvaya of a text that we are reading for the first time, there will be times when the samanya artha will not be there. Okay, but at our level we'll be working with the Parichaya textbook, in which case the artha will be provided for us, and we can work backward to check whether we've done the padacheda correctly. Sometimes when I did the padacheda, when I was doing the Parichaya level, what I was doing was I would break up the words in the way I thought was correct. I would find all these word meanings from the koshas, and then I would say, oh my God, this meaning is completely wrong. So then I would put it back, and then I would do the padacheda differently. Okay, that was learning experience for me. That, oh, this sandhi is not, this doesn't happen here, that happens here. My vocabulary also would improve. So that will happen all the time. Don't get discouraged because of that. Okay. तदनन्तरं पदानां विवरणं करणीयं। विवरणम् इत्युक्ते किं? विजय महोदय, भवान् वदतु, विवरणम् इत्युक्ते किम्?
अहं संस्कृतं न बोलु शक्नोमि। I'll say it in English.
चिन्ता मास्तु, यथा शक्यं, चिन्ता मास्तु।
Okay, vivaranam means for namapada we will give the vibhakti, vachana, linga details. For the kriyapada, dhatu, and vachana and purusha.
Very good. Exactly. That's right. Very good. That's what we do. So we usually give 5 things for each of them. So for Nama Padani, we give Anta, Shabda, Vachana, Linga, and what is the other one?
Vibhakti.
Vibhakti. Yes, Vibhakti. And for Nama Pada, we do the Atmanepadi or Parasmepadi, that one. We do the Dhatu. Then we do the Purusha, Vachana, and what is the last one? One more is there. For Nama Pada. For Kriya Padam. Who remembers?
Lakara, is it?
Lakara. Thank you. Lakara. Very good. That's it. Lakara. Okay. Then we do the Pratipadartha. Pratipadartha means you take each word. We've broken the words down in Padacheda, and we take each word and we find out the meaning. When we do the Pratipadartha in class, we'll do it in Sanskritam. When you do it at home, if you can't do it in Sanskritam, you do it in English or you do it in your mother tongue. No problem. Okay. In the exam also, you do it in the language that is comfortable for you. No problem either in any way. Okay. If you do it in Sanskrit, it has to be correct. Otherwise, they'll take off marks. That much is there. Vakya Vishleshanam. What do you do for Vakya Vishleshanam, Preeti Mahodaya?
Vakya Vishleshanam, first you determine the Kriya Padam. Prathamataya Kriya Padam chinotu. Tadanantaram Prathama Vibhakti, Dvitiya Vibhakti, Sarvam Kramena. However it is in the
Avalim Kurmaha.
Avalim Kurmaha Tadeva.
Uttama. That's right. We break it down based off of which is in which vibhakti. And if there is a kvantam or a lyabantam or an avyayam or something, it put. Exactly. Very good. So that is Vakya Vishleshanam, which is actually a subset of the Pada Vivaranam. We've done the Vivaranam already, but we are pulling it together and we're just putting it in tabular form in this case. Then Akanksha Kramena Anvayaha. That, as Rajashri Mahodaya said, we will then ask the questions to the Kriya Padam and we will get our responses. And then when we go and we'll put it in the correct order to make the meaning easy to see. Tadevasti. Finally, the Anvayartha. Anvayartha, when you do the Anvayartha, what do? You take the words that you've done in the Pratipadartha. If you want to do it in Sanskrit, you replace the words in the Anvayaha with the Paryaya Shabdaha that we found in the Pratipadartha. Then you got your Anvayartha in with using different words, hopefully simpler words, simpler Sanskrit words. Okay. So then you've got your Anvayartha and it's easy to see the Tatparyam from there. Tadevasti. Tu tatra yada vayam kidrishaha iti prichamaha. That was the first set of lessons we did, which was our Visheshya Visheshana Bhavaha. So when we did Visheshya Visheshana Bhavaha, tatra Tina Mahodaya bhavati vadati va. Can you give me one amsha of the Visheshya Visheshana Bhava? One thing you know about it. You're on mute, Mahodi.
One example, Chaturaha Balaka.
One. So what is the one thing you remember about Visheshya Visheshana Bhava? What is the niyamaha, the rule?
Vishesha is the noun, and adjective, Visheshanam is the adjective. Visheshanam qualifies the Vishesham.
Very good, very good. Dhanyavadha. Vijay Mahodaya Bhavan vadatu. What else do you remember about Visheshya Visheshana Bhava?
Me?
Vijaya Mahodaya. I should say Vijaya Sundaram Mahodaya. It will be easier, no? I'll do that.
Namaste, Mahodaya.
Namaste. Bhavan katam asti? Idanim, you had a good trip?
Kusalam asmi.
So Visheshya Visheshana Bhava. What do you remember about it? You can say it in English, no problem. Is there a rule about, the lingam vachanam?
Which vachanam, which yes. Look at the vachanam, look at the even the linga and bhakti, and accordingly you match them.
Visheshanam also. I think there's a delay in the internet. Yes. Very good. Yes, that's it. So, yat lingam, yat vachanam, ya vibhaktihi, visheshyasya, tad lingam, tad vachanam, sa vibhakti eva, visheshanasya.
Do you hear
api.
me?
Tadeva asti.
Okay. Do you hear me?
I can hear you. I think there's
Yeah.
a delay, Mahodaya.
No, I'm not this.
I think the internet connection is a little bit
It's not
laggy over there.
clear.
Yes, it's not clear. Tadeva. Can you can hear me? It's not a problem.
Yeah, we can hear.
Okay. So Tadeva asti.
Yes,
So the Visheshya Visheshana Bhava we've been doing it for quite a while now.
Yeah, I'm
So
not
lingam
Yeah, I
vachanam
can hear you.
Uttama. Lingam vachanam vibhakti anusarati. Tadanantaram asti gunavachaka shabdaha. Vayam idanim paryantam vayam gunavachaka shabdaha eva दृष्टवन्तः वयं गुणवाचकशब्दान् एव दृष्टवन्तः गुणवाचकशब्दान् oh there is a spelling mistake, it should be natvam there, क्षम्यतां. So गुणवाचकशब्दाः इत्युक्ते what do I mean when I say गुणवाचकशब्दाः? Priya Mahodaya, what sort of visheshanani have we been studying so far?
Gunavachaka shabdaha, is it like your is it like Shreshtaha Balakaha?
Exactly. So it is gunas. We are working with qualities, the innate qualities of the people or the things or the objects. That's what we worked with. So we've also worked with sarvanamani. Sarvanama padam upayujya api vayam visheshya visheshana bhavam upayogam kritavantah khalu. We've said tam balakam pashyati, tam chaturam balakam pashyati, all that we've done. So sarvanamani api upayuktavantah. Anantaram prashnavachaka shabdaha. We've used the prashnavachaka shabdaha. We've used it both in just in understanding how to use the prashnavachaka shabdaha by themselves. We've also used it with the kidrisha shabdaha to do the anvaya rachana. Right? We've used kidrisha in all the different vibhaktis. So today, if we get to it, past our anvaya rachana exercise, we are going to see how to use sankhya vachaka shabdaha as visheshanani. Okay, so that is our goal, because we've already seen sankhya vachaka shabdaha. You've already seen ekah balakah asti, eka balika asti, like that. You've already seen it, but we haven't specified it so far. I've already told you, like, we use sankhya vachaka shabdas also as visheshanani. The thing about sankhya vachaka shabdas is that vibhakti forms have to be memorized, and it is a little bit of effort. Everything is a little bit of effort, but the more you see it, the easier it will get. And then you will not get confused between, say, chaturaha, where it is used for chatvari, and chaturaha, where it is used as chaturaha balakaha. So some of those things are there. The same word will be there, but you have to look at the vibhakti form and decide whether it is a number or it is a gunavachaka shabda. Okay, so like that. So let us move on. Today there is a subhashitasya ekah anvaya rachana karishyamaha. So over here, when we do this anvaya rachana, I believe that other people will think that I made a mistake in choosing this one, because there is a lot of there are a lot of things happening here that you have not encountered in our classes before. But you're always going to see that. If you want to go ahead and you want to do other things, you're always going to encounter different things. So how do you get past that is the idea, right? So let's see if we can work through it together. Let's see if we can come to a kind of an idea, an organizational principle as to see, okay, has there been a visarga here that has been dropped? Has there been a sandhi here? We have not learned sandhis yet, but can I sort of see whether there's a sandhi here? That sort of thing. Let's try and see if we can do it together. Preeti Mahodaya, can we call one person, and we'll try to, first person will do the first line, first sentence, and then we'll do like that. So, Pratham.
Indrani Mahodaya.
Tina Mahodaya. Okay. First, I want you to just do this, what I've highlighted here. Ashaya te dasaste. What we want to do is padachedaha. I want you to break up the words into separate words. Okay. Do it to the best of your abilities, but try and see if you can see what word there is over there. Okay. Padatu.
Ashaya must be ashayah,
Very good. Why do you say that?
because ya doesn't exist on its by itself. It's always
Beautiful.
ya.
That's right. That's right. If it was Ashaya, then it would make sense. But Ashaya
Yeah.
never exists. by
Ashaya,
itself.
yeah,
Ashaya.
has meaning. Okay.
Very good.
Ye,
Next.
ye, dasaste. Third.
Dasaste. Okay. Now, dasaste. Dasaste looks like what? An atmanepadi verb. Have we heard of any verb like this, dasaste?
No.
Is it a common verb? No. Okay.
Mm,
So now I'm going to explain Visarga Sandhi really quickly. Okay, very short summary. Visarga, when it is there in a shloka, okay, there are 4 forms it can be seen in 5 forms. One, it can be a Visarga by itself. Okay. One, the Visarga, we'll go into this in detail. One, later. One, the Visarga can be dropped, which we saw. Ashayaha. The Visarga lopaha. Visarga lopaha can happen. Another thing, the vibhakti can become a sa, half sa, sha or sha. It can be one of those. Any of the sibilants. Visarga can become a sibilant, or Visarga can become a repha. Okay, or Visarga can become an o. Ramaha can become Ramo, which we've all seen. Remember that first shloka we did in the class? Ramo Rajamani Sada Vijayate. Ramaha can become a Ramo, that you'll see everywhere. Okay, so aha can become o, it can become a sibilant, it can become a repha, or it can be dropped. Those are only 4 options available for Visarga. So usually when you look at a shloka, you will see, is there a Visarga that is possible? So Mahodaya, can you see if there is a Visarga here somewhere?
Dasaha.
Yes, exactly. Dasaha te. So that Visarga, that aha, has actually become a sakara. Okay, it has become a sakara and it has joined these 2. That is Visarga Sandhi. That is the first sentence. Now, does that sentence make sense to you, Tina Mahodi? Leave the te, okay? Just read this part.
Dasa,
Asha.
dasaha.
Asha.
Ye, ashaya.
So, can you think about what this might mean? Rajashri Mahodi, you were saying?
Dasa is servants.
Yes, Dasa is servant.
Oh, slaves.
Yes.
These slaves.
They're slaves of what? What does Asha mean?
Asha, hope.
Desire. Kama.
Desire. Hope.
So, they're talking, the idea now, the subject of this discussion here that is happening is those people who are slaves of Asha, who are slaves of desire. Okay, so this is a teaching about what happens when you're dealing with desires. Okay, Agre ka Mahodi?
Dasas
sorry, Chamita. Ek nimisham. Preeti Mahodaya, next who?
Oh.
Next is Madhavi Mahodaya.
Madhavi Mahodaya, Bhavati Vadatu. Mahodaya, asti va?
Sorry, I'm on mute.
Chintavasti, vadatu. Vadatu.
Dasa sarvalokasya.
So, how do you think it will be broken up? So, ashayaha de ye dasaha te ke iti, it is being said here. Te, how will you break this up?
Dasaha sarvalokasya.
Bahu samyak. Te dasaha sarvalokasya. And I'll tell you a funny thing. So when I saw this, I was like, when I first read this shloka when I was in Parichaya, I did not know about Visarga Sandhi. So I realized, okay, that Ashayaha, like Tina Mahodaya said, yes, it has to be Ashayaha. There is a lopa happening here. Very proud of myself. Then I saw, okay, Dasaha te, that also I was able to see Dasaha te. I had not read the Artham yet. So then I went on to say, Dasaha sarva lokaha yaha. I started going like that. So obviously that is wrong. When you try and do the Vishleshanam, you cannot, there is already a ye there. Why will I go and make a yaha? So obviously I was doing too much, right? This Kasya became, I made it kaha and ya. So it's wrong. So you have to break it up based off of context, based off of understanding of the words. Sarvalokasya itself is a word. It's a Shashti Vibhakti word of Sarvalokaha. Correct. So people who know, so when you know your vocab, it will make more sense. So at this point in time, you'll do something, you'll do some nonsense, something will go wrong, you'll go back and you'll learn more. So that is the idea behind this. Okay. So Agre ka Mahoday?
Agre Priya Mahoday.
Priya Mahoday. For this one, this one is
Asha,
simple only. You do the full sentence.
yeah, Asha, yaha, no. Asha, yesham. Asha,
Do you have to break that word?
is it yaha and yesham? No,
Is Yesham a word by itself?
no, no.
Yesham? Yaha shabdasya
Oh,
Shashti Bahuvachanam.
oh, yes, yeah, yesham.
Yesham. So
Asha,
we have to know
yesham.
our
Asha, yesham, dasi, tesham. Okay, that means yesham, dasi. Whoever is, yeah.
So very,
Whoever
what is the
is
Kartrupadam?
whoever is it, desires are the slaves of someone, right? Like whoever has got desires and
Asha.
Asha,
So the Asha is the
yesham.
Kartrupadam.
Yeah.
Wherever Asha is the Dasi of those people, it's saying. Asha is the Prathama Vibhakti there. Very good. Next.
Okay. Tesham dasayati lokaha.
Dasayate Lokaha. There is no change here. Now over here, there is a funny thing. This Dasayate. Okay. If you look in a kosha, Dasayate, you will not get it. This Dasayate, when you come to Subhashitas, when you come to shlokas, when you do your Vayerchana of shlokas, Bhagavad Gita and all that, sometimes what you will see is these verbs. Okay. Dasayate, Putrayate, Balayate, all of those words are there. Those words are actually, they're called Namapada Dhatus. Okay. We will not do this on our own and we will never see this in our normal exercises. But when we're doing Vayerchana, sometimes we will see some things like this. And this is the sticking point. This is hard for us to know which is what and whether it is correct or not. So Dasayate, actually till yesterday when we got into a discussion with the Shikshikas, I did not know what it was. So every day is a learning process in our journey. So today, Dasayate, what they call it is from the word das, that dhatu. Das is to be to give over, to surrender sort of thing. Das. So Dasaya is actually what they call is they've taken the Pratipadikam the das, the dhatu, they've made it into a Namapadam. They've made it a Namapadam Dasaya. They've added a Pratyaya and then Dasaha. They've taken Dasaha okay, stop. Restart. They've taken Dasaha, the Namapadam Dasaha. Okay. They've added on a Pratyaya, that is some weird Pratyaya. We don't need to know the name. And they've made it into a Dasaya. So now this dhatu over here, the dhatu itself is Dasaya. This is what is called an Atideshika dhatu. There are two types of dhatus that can be found. One is called an Aupadeshika dhatu. Aupadeshika dhatu, this is out of syllabus, completely out of syllabus, just for our knowledge. Aupadeshika dhatu means it is coming from the Upadeshas. Upadeshas in our grammar, Vyakaranam, is from Panini, Katyayana or Patanjali. The three main munis, the three munis who have written the Ashtadhyayi, then the Vartikas were written by Katyayana, and your last one, the Patanjali, wrote the Mahabhashyam. These are the these three things that we take when we want to learn Sanskrit grammar. Vyakaranasya yada pathanam kurmaha, we take the Trimunina likitam rachitam Vyakaranam eva vayam pathamaha. Okay, so far that makes sense? Yes. So Panini has written something called the Dhatu Pataha. It has a list of about 2000 plus dhatus over there. Those are the main dhatus that we consider. Those are the dhatus that are there in our koshas. Those come from the Upadeshas, hence they are called Aupadeshika dhatus. Okay? Aupadeshika dhatus coming from the Upadeshas. There are dhatus which have come from, so when Panini created his Ashtadhyayi, he wrote his Ashtadhyayi, he literally went all around what was Bharatam at that time. And he actually did a data collection of the different types of language that was being used in different places. And he put it together in his Ashtadhyayi Sutras. He found that there are some dhatus which are not part of these dhatu patas. He has written sutras for it. These sutras, what they go and do is they take namapadams like dasaha and add on a pratyaya, and then those, when those are added on, they behave like kriyapadams. So dasaya is an atmanepadi atideshika dhatu, not found in Panini's dhatu pataha, but still a kriyapadam that was used at that time. There is no tendency nowadays, because we do not have the knowledge, to create atideshika dhatus now. We do not do that. But at that time, people were using Sanskrit for everyday use. So they had a way, and they had certain pratyayas that they used to create these atideshika dhatus. He has made a collection of them. They're called sanadhyanta dhatus. And he has given how to do it also. All this is not even covered even in Kovida. If you go into Panini's Ashtadhyayi, when you study that, then you will understand how to do it. I also don't understand how to do it. The only reason I'm going into it is because when dasayate is there, it is not Panini's dhatu. It is not a dhatu that was created in Panini. Hence, you will not find this in Ashtadhyayi in the kosha. Okay, so now take it from me after a bunch of research that dasaya is the dhatu and it is an atmanepadi dhatu. So dasayate, lokaha dasayate. Lokaha means world. Lokaha dasayate means dasaha iva acharati. Dasaha iva vyavaharati. It behaves like a slave. They've taken dasaha and made dasayate. It acts like a slave. They've personified the namapadam. Did it make sense, my explanation? Did I lose anybody? Okay. So it is a small thing that has a big hidden treasury behind it. We will not delve into it, but you have a parichayam of it. So if you see something like this in the later Anvayas or in Subhashitanis, you will know that it is coming from here.
I need another paper.
You need another paper? I can't do it right now. I'll give it to you later. Okay? So ashayaha ye dasaha te dasaha sarvalokasya asha yesham dasi tesham dasayate lokaha. Ityeva padachedaha asti. Okay? So Preeti Mahodaya, who's next?
Next is Rajashri Mahodaya.
Rajashri Mahodaya, can you give me the Samanyartha? You can do it in English or Sanskrit, your choice. Do it in English. Tell me what it is.
English, I'd say. Asha, they who are servants of desire, they become, or they are the servants of the entire world. And they to whom Asha, I mean, the desire is their servant, or who have desire under their control, the entire world is their, like, their entire world is like subservient to them, or they are under.
Very good. Exactly. That is all. That is the meaning. That is the Samanyartha. Beautifully said. Everybody understood? Yes? So look, from here, which was this dasas, te, dasas, sarvalokasya, all this put together. When you break it down, it is easy to see the meaning. Okay? That is why we do Anvayarachana. Now we'll go into each of these things. I've put it into a table. Everybody will have access to this page. So let's go into each Antalinga, Pratipadikam, Vibhakti, Vachanam, Paryaya Shabda for each word. Okay. Agre, if we'll do two each. Agre kaham, Rajshri Mahodaya, why don't you do the first two? Ashayaha. What is the Pratipadikam there?
Asha.
Asha. Samyak. Asha. Okay. Anta.
Anta akaranta strilinga.
Samyak akaranta strilinga. Okay. Then Vibhakti. Atra.
Vibhakti.
Shashti Vibhakti. Uttamam. Ekavachanam. Paryaya Shabda.
Ichha.
Ichha. But put it in the same Vibhakti, please.
Ichhayaha.
Ichhayaha. Uttamam. नो चेत् कामस्य अपि भवितुम् अर्हति.
Okay.
कामक्रोध, like that. Okay. Okay. Next, next who, Mahodaya?
Next, Vijay Mahodaya.
Vijay Mahodaya, Bhavan vadatu. Pratipadikam for ye.
Pratipadikam for ye. Yad, is it?
Very good. Yad, dakar. So anta.
The karanta shabda.
Samyak. Atra, is it in Stilingam, Pumlingam?
Pulingam, I think.
Pulingam. Samyak. Vibhakti.
Ye vibhakti pratama bahuvachana.
Very good. Bahuvachanam. Paryaya shabdaha na santi. Give me in English.
Those people or something.
Whose? You'll say whose. Whose?
Mahodaya, ye.
Not whose. Whose is Shashti. Who?
Ye
in
ityukte vibhakti prathama va.
Yaha yau ye.
Oh, astu astu.
Sarvanama shabda. Bahuvachan. Exactly. Yes, very easy to make a mistake there. Agrimam api karatu, Mahodaya.
Saptavi iti.
I know, that is the same problem. I did that, the first time I was doing this Anvarachana, I also said, Saptami Vibhakti, in whom? And then I was looking, where is the Prathama Vibhakti word? So that's why I said, Sarva Lokasya becomes Sarva Lokaha Yaha. Oh my God, you won't believe the rabbit hole I went into over there. It was fantastic. Anyway.
I thought Dasaha asti, parantu like it's referring to the same person. Ye and Dasaha are referring to the same person.
Yes, exactly. Visheshanam. Mahodaya vadatu.
Dasaha.
Pratipadikam?
Pratipadikam das.
Dasa. Oh. Dasa. So, Strilinga, chi. Anta?
Akaranta pulinga.
Akaranta pulinga. Samyak. But vibhakti vachanam?
Bahuvachana vibhakti. Prathama vibhakti. And servant, right? Slave.
Servant. Let's see if we find anybody know a different word for this one? Dasaha, servant. Sevakaha. Sevakaha. How do I get to it now? No. Sorry, I'm very sorry. I don't know how to get to it. It's hidden behind this thing. Drat. I don't even. Okay, wait. I'll see if I can.
I
lost it.
One of those.
B3 you have to click.
Yeah.
I'm here. Okay. Which one is it? Control 3. Control tab.
No. Up the tabs are open there, no?
But there's this thing. You are sharing. There is one little toolbar over there. I'm not able to get rid of it. That's hiding everything behind it. It's okay. I'll talk to you at the end of class if you have an idea how to do that. Dasaha. So Paryaya Shabdaha was Sevakaha. Correct? Sevakaha. Okay. Next. Who, Mahodaya? Preeti Mahodaya?
Ahameva.
Vadatu. Te. Sarvanama Shabda.
Tad Shabda. Dakaranta Pumlinga.
Samyak.
Prathama Bahuvachanam.
English.
They.
They.
Plural.
Agrimam. Agrimam.
Plural. Dasaha.
Oh, it's the same thing.
I mean,
same thing. I'll copy this and you do the next one also because otherwise it's the same thing. Okay, next one you do.
Sarva Loka. So, Sarva Loka.
Very good. Sarva Loka. Sarva Loka. Now, if you'll notice, this Sarva Loka is actually what is called a Samasta Padam. Samasta Padam you will only do in Kovida. Quick thing is how to know if it is a Samasta Padam. You'll want to try and break it up as Sarva and Loka. You cannot break it up. You will use it as Sarva Loka only because Sarva does not have a Vibhakti attached to it. Vibhakti Yukta Padam Nasti. Tataha Samasta Padam Asti. Iti Drashtum Shaknumaha. If there was a Sarvasya Lokasya, then we'll know it is a Visheshanam and it has been broken up. But because that Sarva does not have a Vibhakti, we will leave it as Sarva Loka. You are not expected to break it up at this point. That makes sense? Agree. Anta.
Akaranta Pumlinga.
उत्तमं.
षष्ठी विभक्ति एकवचनं. सर्व
संपूर्ण संपूर्ण
संपूर्ण
लोकः लोकः इत्युक्ते किं?
जगत् जगत्
let's just go jagatah. Why jagatah? Why did I say jagatah?
षष्ठी, that is the षष्ठी.
Yes,
Like
jagat
bhavatah,
shabdah takaranta.
like bhavatah.
Correct. Very good. Takaranta shabdah asti tu षष्ठी ekavachana madhye jagatah iti bhavati. Shamyata, I should have let you come to it. I jumped the boat. Agre kah ka?
अग्रे विजयसुन्दरं महोदय.
विजयसुन्दरं महोदय, भवान् वक्तुं शक्नोति वा? Is the internet better?
Let me try. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. It's Asha. It's the
Asha, samyak. Asha. So, anta.
Anta
Akaranta.
Pullinga. No.
Pullinga asti va?
Asha. Asha. Is it Strilinga?
Yes, usually when you have akaranta, ikaranta, those dirghas, no? Usually it is going to be a strilinga.
Okay.
Usually. There will be some cases where it is not, but usually for us. So what is this vibhakti?
Vibhakti, Pratama Vibhakti.
Samyak. Vachanam?
Ekavachanam.
Samyak. Paryaya shabda.
Asha means desire.
Correct. Ichha.
Ichha. Okay.
Ichha. No che kama. Samyak. Uttamam. Agre api karotu mahodaya. Yesham.
Yesham. Yesham. Yeshah. No.
Yad shabdah.
Okay.
Yaha yau ye, yam yau yan.
Okay.
Like that, when you go into it. Yaha yau ye, yam yau yan, yena yabhyam yaihi, yasmai yabhyam yebhyah, yasmat yabhyam yebhyah.
Okay.
So yasya yayoho yesham.
Yesham. It's okay. It is Saptami Vibhakti and Bahuvachan.
Is it Saptami? Would it be locative or is it Sambandham?
Yesham.
Asha yesham dasi.
Asham Yesham Dati. Locative means it's Tritiya Vibhakti.
Tritiya means it is instrumental.
Oh, instrumental.
Okay.
Kena, yena. Okay.
This is saying Asha belongs to those.
Right.
So
okay.
it is. What is Sambandha? Which is Sambandha? Which Vibhakti shows Sambandham?
Sambandha is okay. I think Shashti Vibhakti.
Samyak, Shashti Vibhakti. And is this Ekavachanam or is it Ekavachanam?
Sorry.
Ekavachanam will be Yasya.
Yasya. Okay. I think it's
Yasya yayoho yesham.
Yasya. I mean, Bahuvachan.
Samyak, Bahuvachanam. Where did I put it? Somewhere else I put it. Yesham. So this one is which it's Yad Shabdaha. So what is the ending? Antaha kaha.
Yad. Takarant.
What is the end? Dakarantaha. Samyak. And it is Lingaha. Lingam kim?
Pullinga.
Pullingaha. Samyak. And the Yesham we can't write in Sanskrit. So we're going to go with whose.
Whose. Okay. Okay.
Whose can that be considered? I'll put plural here.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Agre ka mahodaya?
Agre Hina mahodaya.
Hina mahodaya bhavati vadatu. Vadatu mahodaya. You're on mute.
Ikarant strilinga.
Ikarantah. Oh, Shamidam. Ikarantah va? Ikarantah va?
Ikarant. Double E.
Ikarantah. Yes.
Ikarantah.
Strilinga.
Dasi shabda.
Dasi shabdah. Samyak.
Ekvachan. Prathama vibhakti ekvachanam.
Samyak. And this would be
a servant.
Paryaya Shabda? Sevika.
Sevika.
Sevika. Idanim tesham api karotu.
Tesham.
Pratipadikam.
Yada sabda.
Yada.
Yada.
Yad will become yesham. Yad idanim tesham. Saha tau te tam tau. Tad.
Yeah.
Tad
sabda.
So antah kaha?
Dakaranta. Pulinga.
Pulinga. Vibhakti?
Vibhakti is 6th vibhakti. Vachanam is Bahuvachan. Bahuvachan.
Uttamam. And we'll do it in English. So, what is the meaning of tesham?
Those. No.
Those. Samyak.
Those. Yeah, those. Yeah.
Those.
Those.
Oh, is those considered Asha who's so
Theirs.
correct only, no?
Theirs.
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 There. Thank you. There. Okay. So lokah bhavati eva karotu so that we can move on to someone else for the Vakya Visheshana. Continue.
Lokah is Loka is Shabda. Loka.
Good. Yes.
Akarant Pulinga.
Akaranta Pulinga. Very good. Next.
Ekvachan. Prathama Vibhakti.
Samyak.
People.
Lokah. Jagat.
Jagat.
World. Jagat.
Okay.
Jagat. Samyak. Uttama. So Kriya Padam, I've done it for you because it was a strange Kriya Padam. So Vishesha Dhatuhu Asti. Dasaya iti Dhatuhu Asti. Tatra, if you want, I'll put in things so that you can look at it later. It is Ati Deshika Dhatuhu iti Asti. Atmanepadi madhye asti Latlakare. Prathama vibhakti ekavachanam. Udbhavati iti Paryaya Shabda asti. Udbhavati ityukte Udbhavati na. Dasa, let's do Dasaha iva Acharati. This was when I had made a mistake and made it Dasaha Ayati. I don't know how I came up with that, but anyway. Dasaha iva Acharati nochet Vyavaharati. Vyavaharati. Okay. Dasaha iva Vyavaharati. Those are our Paryaya Shabdas when we want to do our Anvayaha. Okay. Vakya Vishleshanam. Agre ka Mahodaya?
Agre Tina Mahodaya.
Tina Mahodaya Kriya Padam vadatu.
Dasyate.
Prathama Vakyasya. We'll do each sentence by itself. Look at this one. Ashayaha ye dasaha. Is there a verb over here?
No, nasti.
So it is a hidden word. What is the verb? What
Asti. Oh.
But astiva.
Santi.
Ye.
Santi.
Santi iti. Tatra. So you will do the first two sentences. So Kriya Padam first is Adhyahritam. So there it is Santi. It is Adhyahritam. Let me see if I can do this properly. Adhyahritam. Next. What is the Vibhakti?
Vibhakti.
Prathama Vibhakti madhye kim asti?
Dasaha.
Dasaha and
Ye. Te. Ye. And te.
What about ye dasaha and te dasa? Ye dasaha, te dasaha. Correct.
Yes.
All of those. Yes. Okay. So ye, te, and dasaha is twice. Okay. Santi also in the second sentence. Do we have a Adhyahritam verb? Te dasaha sarvalokasya.
Dasayate is the Kriya Padam.
That is in this sentence, right?
Yes.
Lokaha dasayate. Atra asti. Atra pashyatu. Te dasaha.
Santi again.
Santi only. Very good. Usually that is what it is. Santi, bhavanti, tadeva. So that is the Vakya Vishleshanam over there. There are two santi santi in the first two sentences. Very good. Agrimam vakyam api karotu. It's simple. You do it. Asha yesham dasi. Is there a verb over there?
Asti maybe.
Asti. Samyak. Uttamam. So asti is the other one. So asti. Okay. And what are? Is there anything? Wait, we forgot something. We forgot this word.
Ashayaha. Yeah.
And sarvalokasya. What is the vibhakti there, Mahodaya? Kina Mahodaya?
Shashti. Shashti.
Shashti. So let's do Shashti also. Yes. Oh my God. Why is that thing changing? Shashti. Shashti was Ashayaha.
Ashayaha.
Sarvalokasya.
Sarvalokasya.
Sarvalokasya. Okay. So the next sentence is what?
Asha yesham dasi. So,
so we've done the
Prathama
asti.
Vibhakti, Prathama
What is in
Vibhakti,
Prathama?
Dasi and Asha.
Samyak. Uttama, where is it here? It is. So Asha and Dasi. Okay. And then what about that other word? Yesham.
Lokaha also in the
Lokaha. Samyak. Lokaha. Kutrasti lokaha. Lokaha.
Shashti
Lokaha.
will
Okay.
be Shashti will be Yesham Tesham.
Ye. Very good. Yesham
Tesham.
and Tesham. Samyak. Okay. And that last one is, we missed out.
Kriyapadam.
Dasayate. Oh my God. I don't know what I did. Okay. I'm here. Dasayate. So that is Kriya. Dasayate. Uttamam. Agre kahama, Mahodaya?
Agre Madhavi Mahodaya.
Madhavi Mahodaya. So we're doing Akanksha Kramena Anvayaha. Now in this one, when we do it, we're going to go each sentence separately. Okay? Have you written down the sentence, Mahodaya, or do you need me to keep scrolling up and down? Because I end up making mistakes.
I have not.
You want me to scroll?
No
problem.
At least
No
one
problem.
time I can.
Maybe copy paste, Mahodaya. Just copy
That
paste.
is a very good idea. My brain is not working. Thank you so much. Thank you very much for that. Yes. Okay, done. Okay. Tell me, Mahodaya.
So
Kriya.
first, only first sentence, right? So Kriya Padam is Santi.
Santi, very good. So this is Santi. I'm going to put it like this because it is Adyahritam. Okay, Santi. Okay. Now, the first question you want to ask.
Dasaha Santi.
So question, what is the question we will ask? What vibhakti are we working with right now?
Ke Santi.
Ke Santi.
Dasaha Santi.
What is Dasaha Santi va? Dasaha is actually describing something. What is the Vishesham?
Ye
Ashaya.
Dasaha.
Ye, that's right. Ye Santi. Because that is the main thing. Ye Santi, te dasaha. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yes, ye and te are the main parts here. So if it was, honestly speaking, it would be ye purushaha. But that purushaha is missing. That ye is actually also qualifying people, correct? Janaha, ye purushaha, ye janaha. So purushaha and janaha will be our visheshyam. But that is not there. So for us, the main thing here is ye, because that is actually saying these people, those people, like that. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Yes?
So I'm thinking how to ask that question. Visheshanam.
So what do we use for visheshanam?
Kidrusha Purusha Santi, but there is no Purusha, so I don't know how to fill it.
Just go Kidrishaha Santi.
Oh, okay. Kidrusha Santi. Dasaha Santi.
Samyak. Dasaha Santi. Uttamam. Agrimam. Ashayaha. What will you ask?
Shashti Vibhakti.
Shashti Vibhakti. Strilingam Ekavachanam.
Oh, Strilingam Ekavachanam. Sitayaha. Ashayaha. So Kasyaha.
Samyak. Kasyaha. Kasyaha. What will you ask? Will you ask it to Santi or will you ask it to some other word?
Kasyaha Dasaha Santi.
Samyak. Kasyaha Dasaha.
Kasyaha.
Answer? Uttaram?
Ashayaha dasa.
Samyak. Ashayaha. You have done the vishleshanam of the first one. Okay. So in the first sentence, we are saying there are people. Kechana janaha santi. Te janaha kidrishaha te ashayaha dasaha santi. Iti prathama vakyam asti. Okay. Then we're going to take that and we're going to add it on to the second sentence. Mahoday vadatu.
Question. Ke santi, ye got it. But then why ask question? Kidrishaha santi?
Because we have to get all of the other words from that sentence as well.
So that
what are they? What type of? Yes, it is actually here. Ye janaha basically.
Yeah.
Ye janaha ye purushaha santi. Kidrishaha janaha santi. They are servants. What type of people? These people are slaves. Avagatam?
No, but
We have to find.
Not a visheshna visheshya there, right?
What is the vibhakti of dasaha?
Vibhakti pratama.
And vachana?
Bahuvachana.
Okay. So this is not the kartrupadam we said. The kartrupadam was ye. So how is dasaha also prathama vibhakti bahuvachanam?
Oh, okay.
Because
it is describing the ye. It is the visheshanam. If you see in a sentence there is more than one in the same vibhakti vachanam, it is most probably going to be visheshanam.
Oh.
Can we should we ask kidrishaha ye instead of
kidrishaha
santi?
You know, that doesn't make sense so much. So that's why I said kidrishaha santi. This janaha, now that I put it, no, it makes more sense to put that here. Kidrishaha janaha santi. Then they are dasaha. The janaha has been left out because of the vritti, because of the meter. If the janaha was put in there, the meter wouldn't be followed. So they left it out because you all know that when they're talking about ye ashayaha dasaha, that you know you're talking about ye janaha iti. Okay. Agre kaha ka Mahodaya?
Mahodaya, you're going to share this, right? Right?
It is shared. It is shared. You will have it.
Thank
When you see the slides, you can go into it. Click into it. Don't worry.
Thank you.
No problem.
Priya Mahodaya.
Priya Mahodaya next. Next sentence. This one.
Te dasaha sarvalokasya. Kriyapadam santi asti.
Santi. Okay.
Ke santi. Te santi.
Uttamam. Te. And I'm going to put again janaha eva in brackets so that we're not confused. Next.
Kasya.
Kasya.
Kasya. No. Te dasaha sarvalokasya. So kasya, no, dasaha we have to get, right?
Correct. Because you have to ask kasya to the dasaha. So first you have to find dasaha.
Kidrishaha jana. Kidrishaha janaha.
Kidrishaha janaha. Santi.
Dasaha.
Dasaha janaha santi. Samyak.
Dasaha janaha santi. Kasya dasaha sarvalokasya dasaha.
Samyak. Kasya dasaha sarvalokasya. Uttamam. I'll make this smaller. Otherwise I can't see anything. Okay. Oh, it's too small, no? You can't see, no? I can only see. Okay, fine. Okay, next. Next sentence.
Aham karomi ya.
Na, agre.
Rajashri Mahodaya.
Rajashri Mahodaya karoti.
Kriyapadam asti.
Asti.
Ka asti. Asha asti.
Samyak. Asha.
Kidrishi asha.
Bahu samyak. Kidrishi asti. Kidrishi asha asti.
Asha asti.
Kidrishi asha also good. Dasi. Samyak.
Kesham dasi.
Kesham, samyak. Kesham dasi.
Tesham. Yesham.
Yesham. Samyak. Kesham dasi yesham. Okay. So next one last sentence we'll do, and then we'll go into the artha. So tesham dasayate lokah. Agre kah?
Vijay Mahoday.
Vijay Mahoday. Will you? Okay, you know what? I'll copy paste that. Vadat. Vijay Mahoday.
Sorry. Okay. Tesham dasayate lokah. Dasayate is the kriya, right?
Samyak dasayate, the only non-adhyaharata kriya. Very good. Next.
So, kah dasayate. So,
dasayate. I made a mistake.
Dasayate. Lokah dasayate.
Bahu samyak.
Kesham dasayat. No, Kesham lokah, Tesham lokah.
Kesham, that is a very good thing. Kesham lokah, Tesham.
Kesham dasayate.
No, we can't.
Kesham.
Shashti, no? Shashti will be.
Shashti, but Shashti is not. See, the lokaha is associated with. Lokaha is dasayate, but the Tesham is associated with what? There is something that is missing. Try and say it in English, Mahodaya. Tesham dasayate lokaha. What do you think it means?
The Tesham goes to the first sentence. It's connected to the first sentence.
Connected with
correct.
Yesham.
It is connected with Yesham. So Tesham, there is Yesham. Tesham asti only you'll ask. Tesham dasi. Okay, Kesham dasi asti is what you will ask. Tesham dasi, no, it's dasaha. Dasayate, dasaha is yacharati. This is so Kesham. Which namapadam will you ask it to? My goodness. I think it's because this dhatu is very weird. So here you will literally ask Kesham dasaha. Because dasayate Kesham dasaha you will ask. Does that kind of make sense? It's because this is a Vishesha Kriya. Because this is saying Lokaha dasaha iva vyavaharati. Okay. It is behaving like a slave. Who's the slave? You will ask, correct? Mahodaya, have I completely confused you?
No, that is correct. Who's slave? So who's slave?
But is it making sense, or have I lost a few people along the way? Because think of the meaning of the because usually what we do, we take the Tesham and we ask it to a Namapadam, correct? We don't ask it to a Kriya Padam.
Correct. That's why I thought only Namapada was Loka.
Correct. Even I was going to type that only, right? But that Lokaha is not Tesham Lokaha. It is not their world will act like a slave. Actually, can you say that? Their world will act like a slave. Will that work? Asha Yesham Dasi. Their world will act like a slave. That is also going to work only. Kesham Lokaha, Tesham Lokaha. That will also work. That is not incorrect. That is not incorrect. But over here, that Yesham, Tesham is referencing the Yesham. If this Yesham was not there, then what you said was correct. But this Tesham is referencing that Yesham. Yesham Asha Dasi Asti, Tesham Lokaha Dasayate. Avagatam va?
Correct.
So that Yesham and Tesham are interconnected. So that's why we cannot ask Kesham Lokaha. Does that make sense? So over here we have to ask Kesham Dasaha. Who is that Lokaha? Because this Dasayate, remember, is this special dhatu where it is Dasaha Iva Acharati. Correct? So this Dasaha, this Lokaha is behaving like a Dasaha. So Kesham Dasaha is what we have to ask. Does that make sense? You will only see things like this in Subhashitani and Anvayakrama. So the more you see it, the better you will be. But for now, if you think, oh, if I see this, how will I do it on my own? You won't have to do it on your own yet. What you have to do right now, what is the goal? Understand what I'm seeing. Now, is that understanding okay, or do I need to explain more?
No, clear.
It makes sense? Okay. So because we cannot say Kesham Lokaha. Is anybody else having any confusion there?
No, I think it will be. We get that full.
Anvaya. Correct. So Kesham Dasaha, Tesham Dasaha. Tesham Dasaha. Now when we have this Yad Tad stuff, this is where this te janaha, you can also include one more thing over here. Te janaha. So te, I'm going to put this in a different color just so you can see. Blue. Every time there is a connection between ye dasaha ashayaha and te dasaha sarvalokasya, we know that this ye and this te are connected. This is how the sentence is connected. So now if we go he drishaha janaha again here. Okay. The thing is, I can say that it is also te ye ashayaha. Ashayaha dasaha. So this ye dasaha ashayaha is actually qualifying the te. Can you see that? That is how it is connecting. That ye is actually going and replacing the te. To take out the te and you replace it with whatever is ye. Ye dasaha ashayaha. So te ye dasayaha ashayaha dasaha te sarvalokasya dasaha. Does that make sense?
We don't need the ye then. We can say ashaya dasaha is what the second sentence is talking about.
Correct.
Right?
So in fact, we can rewrite the sentence as saying ashayaha. So ashayaha dasaha, ashayaha dasaha eva sarvalokasya dasaha. Correct. Dasaha santi. That's all it is. They've connected the two. They've disconnected the two and said ye ashayaha dasaha te sarvalokasya dasaha. That is all it is. That is what happens when you do ye te. Same thing will happen here. Now when you got this other sentence, asti asha dasi yesham. So now we've got this tesham here. Instead of tesham, what we go instead of tesham, we'll replace tesham. So tesham kesham. If you want to say, we'll replace tesham.
Asha dasi.
Exactly. So we'll put this. Asha yesham. Sorry. Yesham asha dasi tesham lokaha dasayate. So how do we write that sentence? That will be weird because of that dasayate. Asha yesham dasi. So do you understand what I'm saying? Because it was in Prathama Vibhakti, it was easy to change the sentence over like this to replace the Prathama Vibhakti. Here the problem is it is in Shashti Vibhakti. So lokaha dasayate, lokaha asha dasi yesham asti tesham dasayate. Did I lose everybody again? Vijay Mahoday, your head is in your hands.
No, I think we understood the concept. It just
you understood the gist?
The gist of
I
it.
lost
But
everybody.
how we put the sentences in together in Sanskrit
Yes.
is what we need to think about.
Yes, that's right. Lokaha, because that we need the asha and dasi is in Prathama Vibhakti. Okay, so lokaha tesham dasi. Lokaha is their dasi, dasaha. Okay, dasayate, dasaha iva acharati. Lokaha dasaha iva acharati. So let's actually write it like that. Dasaha iva acharati. Now, who does it follow? It follows tesham. So we'll write it like this. There is no one formula. Tesham केषां तेषां येषां आशा आशा दासी अस्ति येषाम् आशा दासी अस्ति तेषामेव लोकः दासः इव आचरति. Does that make more sense now? Yes? Okay. So that's all it is. So now we've basically done the Anvayartha. So we've done the Anvayaha of the sentences. So here, when we take this and this. Right? Ashayaha dasaha ye te sarvalokasya dasaha santi. And that santi lokaha tesham dasaha iva acharati, or dasayate over there. Yesham asha dasi asti. Does this make sense or not make sense? Vijay Mahodaya, you are the one with your head in your hands. Please tell me whether it makes sense or no.
Okay. Second part of the sentence slightly tricky to understand, but okay.
Yes, because of that tesham. So lokaha tesham dasayate. That much. Look at. Should I remove this bit? Should I just call it dasayate? Will that help? Lokaha tesham dasayate. Tesham kesham. Tesham.
So
Tesham das asha dasi asti.
no, the first sentence is whoever are slaves of the desires are slaves of the world. Clear. Second one we are seeing.
Okay, only tell me what is the meaning of the black, the words in black.
Lokahat tesham dasayate.
Dasayate.
Dasayate. But that is not complete actually, right? Lokahat tesham.
Because tesham we don't know. Correct. The lokaha behaves like slaves to them, but we don't know who them is.
That is not complete. Second is not complete. So people
that is why that purpose.
Yeah, people who have desires as their slaves, the world will be their slaves. That's what second sentence
Correct.
is, right?
Correct. People who have desires as their slaves, you're doing literal translation. What does it mean? People who have mastered their desires.
Then they have, that is the second.
The world is their slave. Yes. The world is their slave. That is what it means. Does that make sense?
It's not coming out clearly from second sentence. First sentence is clear.
Okay. Tell me where it is not coming out clearly.
Lokaha tesham. Tesham yesham asha dasi asti dasi. Okay, so that if we read the purple, then okay, those people who have mastered asha, desires, loka are their dasayate is like slave to them.
That's right. That's right. That's right. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. So now what we have to do, when we have to do Vinisha Anvayaha, who's next, Mahodaya?
Hameva.
You. Okay. So we will replace all these words with our Paryaya Shabdas. So you go ahead and tell me now what we will say. You know the words. At least if you need me to tell the words, I'll tell you. Asha.
Ichhayaha sevakaha ye te sarva jagataha te jagataha dasa sevakaha santi.
Samyak santi. Very good.
Jagat tesham. Then you want me to say in the bracket what is the Yesham
yes, please.
Ichha Sevika Asti. Yesham Ichha
Yesham Ichha Sevika Asti.
Sevika Asti. Can we say Jagat? Okay, no need to say it again. Okay. Dasayate.
No, now you Dasaha iva acharati.
Dasaha iva acharati.
Eva Vyavaharati. I can't do this. Vyavaharati. Okay. दासः इव जगत् तेषां दासः इव व्यवहरति. Okay, so इच्छायाः, so we can even do this in a different way to make it make more sense. ये इच्छायाः सेवकाः सन्ति ते जगतः सेवकाः सन्ति. Jagat, let's move this here. What happened? I don't know what happened. Sorry.
Jagat tesham dasaha iva vyavaharati.
Make this into black for our convenience. Okay. Jagat yesham ichha. Actually, even this can be moved over, can it not? That makes more sense. Yesham ichha sevika asti. Jagat tesham dasaha iva vyavaharati. Which makes more sense to you? Where should the placement make more sense? Because these are two separate sentences. So we're mixing the two. So we've done the anvayaha for each sentence separately. So each sentence, for the second sentence, we've gone tesham lokah dasayate iti. Tesham lokah dasayate. We've done that. So jagat tesham dasayate. We've done that in the correct anvaya. But where should we place this so that it makes most sense to you?
Yesham ichha sevakaah asti tesham jagat
Ichha sevika yesham asti. Tesham. So tesham will come here. Is better.
Tesham jagat dasaha iva vyavaharati.
So does that make more sense to everybody? Ichha sevika yesham asti. Tesham jagat dasaha iva vyavaharati.
I think
Yes.
placing the yesham at the beginning.
Isn't yesham ichha?
Where is yesham? Yesham is okay. Yesham.
Which one? Which one? Tell me again.
Yesham ichha.
Sevika asti. For whom ichha is the sevika? Correct. Yesham ichha sevika asti. Tesham jagatah dasaha iva vyavaharati.
Yeah, that is more clear.
Yes, that is it. Okay. Now, does this make sense to everybody? The point of this is that this is the tatparyam. This is our anvayartha. Is this clear now to everybody what this shloka was saying? And do you see how many different ways, like it's almost an individualized thing. For something, it might make more sense for me to place it slightly differently. It is okay to place it however it makes most sense to you. Okay? So that you are able to get the meaning out of it in the clearest sense. The only main thing is that the karta should be in the beginning and that the kriya padam should be at the end, usually. But now this tesham has come because we're including two sentences. That's where the confusion lies. Okay? But, if we don't do this in class, if you have to do this by your own, then it makes life harder. So it's better that we do something harder like this in class so that we can make sense of it together. Is it clear now? Is it crystal clear? Vijay Sundar Mahodaya, Gayatri Mahodaya, Tina Mahodaya,
Saha nasti Mahodaya. Vijay Sundar Mahodaya.
Saha nasti. Sita Master. Is it making sense to anybody? Everybody, anybody has any questions? No? Very good. Okay. So we'll move on. We still have a little bit of time. This, I will make sure that please, when your class is over, go into the document and see if you can find it. If it is not shared properly, I will reshare it. But it should be, I think. Look here, there is B1, B2, B3. So the one that we've worked on together is B3. You can look at B1 and B2 also, how they've done it. I haven't seen the video, so I'm not sure how they've broken it down. So you can look at different things and see. But B3 is the one that we've worked on together. Okay. So you should have access to it. Okay. We have a little bit of time. Is everybody's brain capable of going a little bit further, so we can just have a quick start at the Sankhya Vachaka Shabdaha? Okay. Okay. Good. Next, so there is this katha. So we're going to read this katha. Who Mahodaya, who's going to read it? Preeti Mahodaya?
Tina
two lines.
Mahodaya.
Tina Mahodaya. So two lines. Okay. Tina Mahodaya, can you start?
Okay. एक अस्मिन् ग्रामे चत्वारः बालकाः आसन्.
Continue. One more line.
प्रत्येकः बालकः द्वे पुस्तके कृतवान्.
Okay, can you tell me what this means so far?
एकस्मिन् ग्रामे in village in a village
In one village.
in one village for students. There were 4 students.
Good. There were 4 boys. Agree, ma'am?
प्रत्येकः बालकः each student bought 2 books.
Very good. Each student bought 2 books. Very good. प्रत्येकः बालकः 2 पुस्तके क्रीतवान्. Agree me. Who's next, Mahodaya?
माधवी महोदय.
माधवी महोदय, भवती करोतु.
यदा ते कक्षायाम् आगतवन्तः 2 बालकौ तयोः स्यूतं विस्मृतवन्तौ.
What does it mean?
So when they come to the class, both boys, they forgot their bags.
Very good. So when they came to the class, past tense, agatavantah. When they went to the class, when they came to the class, 2 boys forgot their bags. Very good. Next.
Sorry. Can I
continue?
Adhyapakah tu krudhitah. The teacher is very angry.
Correct. So the 2 is just an avyaya shabda. It just is sort of like an exclamation mark. Adhyapakah tu krudhitah bhavati. Very good. The teacher.
Priya Mahoday.
Priya Mahoday.
कक्षायाः सर्वाः 3 बालिकाः तेषां पुस्तकानि विस्मरणेन विना आनीतवत्यः एव. In the class, 3 girls, तेषां पुस्तकानि
all 3 girls,
all 3 girls, सर्वाः 3 बालिकाः, all 3 girls, they forgot. No, without forgetting their books, they came to the class.
Very good. So without so tesham pustakani anitavatyah eva. Why anitavatyah, Mahodaya?
Bahuvachanam.
Bahuvachanam, which lingam?
Strilinga.
Samyak. Anitavati, anitavatyau, anitavatyah. Samyak. So tesham pustakani anitavatyah eva. How did they come? Without forgetting. Vismaranena vina. Agrimamapi.
केवलं बालकाः एतादृशाः इति उक्त्वा पाठयितुम् आरब्धवान्.
What does it mean?
केवलं बालकाः एतादृशाः इति उक्त्वा.
किम् उक्तवान्? कः उक्तवान्? कः उक्तवान्?
बालकाः उक्तवान्.
एकवचनम् अस्ति. So there is somebody said this. Kevalam balakaha etadrishaha.
शिक्षिका
पाठयितुम् आरब्धवान्. सम्यक्. शिक्षकः किम् उक्तवान्?
केवलं बालकाः एतादृशः इति शिक्षिकाः शिक्षकः.
What does it mean? English.
Only boys are like this.
Correct. Sorry, I wrote it. Forgive me for doing this. I wrote it. Sorry. Next one. Pathayitum arabdhavan.
They started. He started teaching.
Very
after
good.
saying
Kevalam. Anybody have any questions on that sentence?
Yeah, Mahoday, can you please repeat the meaning? I'm getting a lot of background noise.
Background noise. Just 1 minute. That's my son. Adi, I have 10 more minutes. Can you please leave?
Kevalam balaka. The teacher is saying only boys are like this, and then he started teaching. Kevalam balakaah edadrisha iti uktva padhayitum arabdhavan.
So that means only boys are forgetting the books.
Yeah. So there the Mula Vakyam is Adhyapakah Pathayitum Arabdhavan. Kim Kritva Pathayitum Arabdhavan? Uktva Pathayitum Arabdhavan. Kim Uktva? Kevalam Balakaha Etadrishaha. Only boys are like this. Kidrishaha Balakaha Etadrishaha. Kidrishaha? Ye Balakaha who forget their books. Yes, vismaranti. Iti uktva. Kshamyatam Vijay Mahodaya, I didn't mean to be sexist in this, okay? I just had to come up with different numbers. Okay, who's next?
Rajashri Mahodaya.
Rajashri Mahodaya. Vadatu. Rajashri Mahodaya, you're on mute, Mahodaya.
Oh, sorry. Sarvanam
Namaste.
Chaturnam Balakanam Dukkitani Vadanani Drishtva Saha Tan Chaturaha Balakan Shamam Kritavan.
Mulavakyam kim? Kaha kritavan?
Adhyapakaha Shamam Kritavan.
Kim? Samyak.
Sarvanam Chaturnam Balakanam Dukkitani Vadanani. He saw the sad faces of the four Chaturnam. Chaturnam means, is it the smart boy?
That is where the confusion is. It is not. Chaturnam there is four boys.
Four boys.
But earlier we said two. Dvau balakau. Is it just?
You know my numbering problems. No, even though I'm a math teacher,
Okay.
I wanted to bring Chatwari in there,
Okay,
so
okay.
I put Chatwari.
I got little confused because of that. So
No, because he said no balakaha etadrishaha.
Yeah.
So all the four boys got sad, basically.
right. So he saw the sad faces of the four boys, and he forgave them.
Correct. Tan Chaturaha Balakan Shamam Kritavan. Now, the point of this story, forget the numbering issues, which you all know belongs to me. So this here, these lines that are in purple, that are everything that is in purple. What is everything that is in purple? Can some who is next, Mahodaya?
Next is Vijay Mahodaya. Mahodaya,
Vijay Mahodaya.
before that, I have one question. I don't know if it's correct, but is it Balakanam Shamam Kritavan or?
Shamam Kritavan. So you are correct. Balakanam only should be. You are very good. Very correct. So it should be Tesham Chaturnam Balakanam Shamam Kritavan.
Shamam.
He gave forgiveness to those boys. So it should be in Shashti Vibhakti.
Shashti.
You are absolutely correct. But I wanted to put Sahatan Chaturaha Balakan what is the verb for Kshamam Kritavan?
Shamitavan. I don't know.
Shamam Kritavan. Shamitavan, I think. I'm not sure. I will put it in italics. I will fix it and I will tell you next class.
We'll check.
Yes, we'll check it. So Kshamitavan for now. You are right. Shamam Kritavan is wrong. It should be, if it is Shamam Kritavan, it should be in Shashti Vibhakti. We learned that in Pravesha, didn't we? That Shashti Vibhakti should be there. When we break up a verb into two parts, where we have a Ditya Vibhakti and Kritavan, then the other part, instead of in the Ditya Vibhakti, it should go into Shashti Vibhakti. Very beautiful. Thank you. Beautifully caught. Please keep doing that. Let me make sure I check this for later. Okay, so forgave. Okay, I will check the exact formation of the word later. Where did it go? Oh God, sorry. I'll check the exact verb formation later, and I'll tell you. But he forgave. So I wanted this Tan Chaturaha Balakan just to show you that Chaturaha over here cannot mean Chaturaha Balakaha, because the Balakan is in which Vibhakti? Vijay Mahodaya, na? Dvitiya Bahuvachanam. So Chaturaha is what? Is it a Visheshanam or Visheshanam, or is it what?
Visheshanam for the Balaka. But it means four, I think, here.
Yes. So that is how you know that it doesn't mean smart. If it was Chaturaha Balakaha, you know it is smart boy. But here it is Chaturaha Balakan, so you know it means four. Okay. Yeah. These are some points of confusion that arise, which I wanted to point out here. Okay. So Vijay Mahodaya, can you tell me what are all the?
You can say Chaturan, is it?
If you say Chaturan Balakan, the meaning changes. Then that means he forgave those smart boys.
Oh, okay. So okay.
But I don't want to say. I don't want to say those smart boys. I want to say he forgave those 4 boys.
Okay. Okay. So Chaturaha is the Bahuvachana of 4. Chatur.
Yes,
Chatur.
in Dvitiya Vibhakti.
Okay.
We'll go into that. I have the table. We've got the tables displayed later. Today, which is just pure parichayam, okay, of this Sankhya Vachaka Shabdas, and to note where it is slightly different, etc. So, can you tell me what the purple words are?
Purple words are all seems like number Visheshana.
They're all Visheshanani. They're all Visheshanani. Samyak. What about the underlined words?
Purple are underlined, right?
Not all, only some. I wanted to confuse you all.
Okay. So others are also Visheshan, but no, and underlined ones are numeric Visheshan.
Correct.
Visheshan,
correct. Correct. So all of the purple are Visheshanani, but the special, the underlined ones are all specially Sankhya Vachaka Visheshanani. Okay, so this is where we are going to go to understand how Sankhya Vachaka Shabdas are going to be used as Visheshanani. This Pratyekaha is only slightly different. It is Prati plus Ekaha becomes Pratyekaha. Okay, so it is still Ekaha Balakaha, but Pratyekaha Balakaha over there. So we will go into the details of this at a later point in time. This will not be in part of homework, don't worry. So keep this in mind. When we start next class, we'll start here and we go into the Abhyasas of Sankhya Vachaka Shabdaha as Visheshanani. Okay, does anybody have any questions about anything that we did today? And hopefully the Anvaya Rachana made sense.
Yes.
So anybody have any comments about how I should have, is there any way I could have made that a little bit easier for you guys in any way for the Anvaya Rachana, or was it okay? It was okay. I think every 2 or 3 lessons, maybe we should pick one of these books from the textbook and do it, even if it takes a whole lesson, because the more you do it, the better off I think you will be. Or did it take too long? And should I just create a document and share it? What is the opinion?
This
No,
is good, Mahodaya.
Document would probably help. We have to do it ourselves.
We have to do it together. Okay. So every 2 or 3 lessons, we'll pull something from the textbook. Even if we have to do just half an hour and then come back to it next time like that, we'll do it. We'll keep doing it. So that by the time the exam comes, those Subhashitani and Anvayas are all solid in your mind, how it's formed and things like that. Plus, it's not just for the exam, more for like the exam won't go into Dasayate and all that much. It's the exam they'll just tell you to write Pratipadartha and do the thing, right, based off of the textbook. Now your job is to go and look at the textbook and see how easy it is in the textbook. Okay, so we've delved deeper. So you are all getting more understanding along with me when we are doing this. So if anybody comes back to me and says, Mahodaya, we don't need to go to this level, we can change that also, no problem. So entirely your opinion will lead the class. Okay, so all right. So idanim Shanti Mantram Mukpa Samapayamaha. Kavadati, who had said, Madhuri Mahodaya, you had said, no? You want to say the Shanti Mantra?
Any Shanti Mantra is okay.
Sarve bhavantu sukhinah.
Only Sarve bhavantu sukhinah. Sarve bhavantu sukhinah. Sarve santu niramayaha. Sarve bhadrani pashyantu. Ma kaschit dukkha bhag bhavet. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.
Dhanyawad Mahodaya.
Mahodaya, can I take a minute? That last, the one which you changed when Priti Mahodaya told that.
Shall I? Oh, I won't stop the recording. Yes, absolutely. So I'll go back to that. So when we've got something in, actually I'll open up a document. Docs. Oh. Okay, when we've got something like saha, so suppose we've got a thing like sa, odanam. Sa odanam is rice, right? Sa odanam pachati iti asti chet tatra. Now, if you want to break it up into pachati is the act of cooking. Suppose we break up pachati, it's too small, isn't it? Suppose we break up this pachati itself into pakam karoti, right? Then suppose we replace it. So we've got sa pakam karoti. Now over here, sa kim karoti, sa pakam karoti. Now when you ask sa odanam pakam karoti va, sa kim pakam karoti va, sa kasya pakam karoti va, what would you ask?
Kasya pakam karoti.
Kasya pakam karoti. So it should be odanasya pakam karoti. So when you break up this pachati into pakam karoti, this odanam will transform into shashti vibhakti. Does that make sense? It is there in the Pravesha book. Where is the Pravesha book?
Became a Dvitiya karma, right?
But it is there. There's a full lesson on it. Anybody know which number, page number in the Pravesha book?
I'll tell you.
There is a full lesson on it. We can go over that. No problem. It's a very good lesson, actually. Here it is. Here. It is on page 161 in the 9th lesson in the Pravesha book. Over there, it says, you must know that when a single verb form is used, the object governs the accusative case. And when a verb is split up as something karoti, it governs the genitive case. That English doesn't make sense. But basically what they're saying is, if you got a verb and that verb is pachati, then odanam pachati. But if it becomes pakam karoti, that odanam will transform into odanasya pakam karoti. So they've got examples. Kapihi vanam nashayati. Kapihi vanasya nashanam karoti.
Okay.
Janaha sajjanan prashamsanti. Janaha sajjananam prashansam kurvanti.
Okay.
That was the difference.
Okay.
Very nicely picked up, Preeti Mahodaya.
Expert.
Yes. No, that's very good. It's very easy to make these mistakes. So when you break up the word like that, because I did not know the verb for Shamitavan, that Kshamam Kritavan. So I was being lazy there and made it Kshamam Kritavan, but I still wanted to keep it in Dvitiya Vibhakti. So obviously it was wrong. So very well picked up. Thank you. Yes. Okay, I will stop the recording now.